Hey, beautiful souls, it's Kanisha with Peace, Love, and Faith, Divine Union, and I am here with another video. The topic today is going to be on something you may not know about the Divine Masculine. But before we get started, I am an Ascension coach. I'm in union with my Divine Masculine twin flame, and I'm also a mindset coach. So I'm here to help you move through blocks and upsets around anything and everything, but particularly your twin flame union. And so if you need support with that, definitely check out the link below. I am still offering 20-minute free intro sessions. And just to put just a disclaimer out there, I usually do a 30-minute intro session, which is half price of a 1 hour session. And so with the 20-minute sessions, if you miss your first session, then the next step would be purchasing a 30-minute session and we can go from there. But if you missed your first free one, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I just have to make sure that I am honoring my time and my energy. And so when I do take some time out of my day to meet you guys for those sessions and then you don't show up, then I have to like put a boundary there. So I hope you understand. But let's go ahead and jump into this video. So this is really something that kind of stemmed from spending some time with my Divine Masculine and really getting clear on some things that I think is kind of a misperception for most feminines when it comes to masculines, them being like really hard, sometimes very prideful, very kind of in their ego at times, very just hard on the outside kind of vibe, very rugged, don't feel their feelings thought process. And this really stems from what society says about men. But in truth, a divine masculine who is truly in his healed masculinity, you will find is actually a very sensitive being. Masculines are very, 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 very sensitive. And it's actually a really beautiful thing. And so, with them being sensitive, I don't mean like you say something that hurts their feelings. It's more like they just feel so deeply. And a lot of the times we don't recognize that they are actually trying to share something and be very vulnerable with us. And so, when we don't receive it, they can feel very rejected and it can bring out this very sensitive side in them. One of the things that's really important to remember that is even though your masculine is like a full grown man, there is a really high chance that he still has a very vulnerable, wounded inner child, little boy who needs love and nurturing and attention and adoration. And so when you can really create a safe space for your masculine, you will find that they kind of just melt into you and they start to really open up and share really vulnerable things that they probably would never share with anyone else. But that is a privilege. You don't get to just have them open up to you. And you will find that sometimes it's like trying to open up a coconut. Like it's just not it's just not happening. But what I learned is that when I healed around vulnerability myself and really created a safe space within myself, a safe space for me to feel my feelings, a safe space for me to express myself, a safe space for me to show up and really be who I truly wanted to be and truly express myself as the way that I was called to or designed to. And that required me to really feel safe within my own body, within my own voice, within my own way of just being. And so when you create that for yourselves, divine feminine, you naturally create that space for your masculine and it invites them in. And so when they feel safe in your energy, you will find that they just open up and they share themselves with you. And you are the only one they will share themselves with. Especially if this is truly your divine masculine, their twin flame, they have no desire to share any parts of themselves with anyone else. And so I've heard people be like, well, blah 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 blah, cheating, blah 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 blah, them being with someone else or talking to someone else. Like if this is truly your divine masculine and you have really created that safe space within you, I'm not saying that you wouldn't experience that in a twin flame union, but what I'm saying is that if you truly have done the healing at the core, then you don't have to worry about your masculine going anywhere because you are home to them. You are their safe space. Now, I know I just opened up a box there with the whole comment about cheating. If you do experience that in your union, what I have learned through doing a lot of coaching, a lot of inner work myself, a lot of working with people who have worked through this particular thing, it really stems from not being faithful to yourself and faithful to God. It really stems from not feeling like you're chosen or going to be committed to fully, that people are never like fully commit to you. So if you have these beliefs that people leave you, they abandon you for other people, they don't fully commit to you, they're unfaithful to you, or that you know that you're unfaithful to yourself because you put other people above you all the time, you literally will take care of everyone before taking care of yourself. Those kinds of beliefs are what truly manifest situations of cheating in your twin flame union, because they are your mirror. Now, if it's a soulmate, I'd be like, you probably still called that into your reality due to your beliefs. However, a soulmate is not going to make the same core choice. And once you heal that wound around cheating, that soulmate may not change, but your true twin flame will. And they will start to really reflect that deeper commitment with you that you're having with yourself and with God. So that's a whole side tangent. I'm not going to go further into that. And I know that's a very sensitive subject, so I have a lot of compassion around that. But truly, if someone is truly your twin flame and they're doing something that does not feel good to you, I highly recommend just reflecting and asking yourself, have I done this to myself? In a sense of, have I not been honest with myself? Have I not been faithful to myself? Have I maybe have ignored the red flags? I've done this before. Truly ignored the red flags. And so really start to ask yourself, what belief am I holding on to that's attracting this situation into my life? Because remember, reality isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. And so that means that your inner reality is going to be projected into your outer reality. And so if something is showing up in your outer reality, it's because you have a belief or you've put a lot of energy behind this. I have a few clients who have done this where they're like, I think that he's going to cheat on me. I think he's going to do this. I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to show up this way and do that. And then that's exactly how they show up, because I'm like, well, if this is truly your twin flame, they have to, and they mirror you 24/7. They never turn it never turns off. Like, then they have to mirror back to you your belief, because what your belief is saying is not in alignment with love, and it's not very loving. And so because they're your ultimate lover, they're going to unconditionally love you by mirroring back to you this choice that you're making that's out of alignment, so that you can make a new choice and choose something that's in alignment with love. And your true twin flame is going to meet you in that space. They're going to reflect that healing back to you. So it's never personal. Again, totally different subject. But divine masculines can be very sensitive in this space of feeling safe to truly open up to their divine feminines. And this is something that I hear a lot through dating, teachers, coaches, whatever you want to call them. They say a lot of things around the fact that men usually cheat because the emotional connection was not there with their wife. Their wife stopped nurturing them. They stopped showing up. They stopped putting themselves together. They stopped doing all of the things that was ultimately allowing their masculine to be attracted to them. I've heard a lot just through watching different podcasts and different YouTube channels and stuff like that, that there does come a point where there are times when the divine feminine will start to, in a sense, idolize her children or idolize her work. And in truth, your union, y'all, I think I said this in a video one time, your union has to be the center of everything you do. God, you, then your masculine, then everything else. And so for people who don't really have this work, or who don't understand the truly important factor of your union, is that you have to maintain it. You have to continue pouring into it and loving it. And how you do that is by taking care of yourself, pouring into you and loving you. And luckily, because you're one with your union, it naturally gives to your union. And so when you find yourself not creating a safe space for yourself, you'll also find that the way that you talk to yourself tends to be the way that you talk to your twin flame, or the way that you talk to yourself, your twin flame will mirror back to you, and not really be very gentle or loving, because you're not doing that within yourself. So your twin flame ultimately is here to help you become the best version of yourself, to love yourself unconditionally, to see yourself as truly divine, as truly whole and complete as you are. And so for me, one of the things that I've had to really acknowledge is that sometimes I'll be with my twin flame and I would wish that he would open up a little bit more, or that he'll be more open to deeper levels of emotional intimacy or even mental intimacy. And I like could easily be like, well, why aren't you being intimate with me emotionally? Like, why aren't we being close? But he is me. And so instead, I go within and I find that part of me who doesn't feel safe to be emotionally intimate, or who doesn't feel safe to be vulnerable and open up. And as soon as I move through that with God, and I choose to be vulnerable with God, and I choose to be emotionally intimate with God, because God is my ultimate lover, and then it's God who moves through my twin flame to give me that shifts very quickly, because I went to God. I went to my source first instead of trying to get it from my twin flame. And so if you find that your twin flame isn't being vulnerable, or doesn't feel that it's safe to fully open up to you and to trust you, which is also what they have to do is build trust with you, then you have to some work to do with God. And that's where you turn to God and start building trust with God, start building that emotional intimacy with God, start really allowing yourself to have that intimate relationship, that vulnerable relationship, that relationship that allows you to be that sensitive being with God. And when you do that, you build trust with God and yourself, and then naturally you will see that reflected back to you through your twin flame. And so, coming back full circle, your masculine is very, very sensitive. And sometimes it can feel like it is sometimes my masculine will be a little sensitive, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get why you're upset about this. But ultimately, because a lot of the times it stemmed from something from childhood. It could stem from not having a fully emotionally available mom. It could stem from many factors of different things. And so I think one of the things I really wanted to debunk here was the belief or the idea that masculines are not sensitive and that they're meant to be really hard. And then if they are sensitive, then they're like a feminine masculine, but that's not the truth. The healed masculine knows when it's safe to be vulnerable and sensitive and share themselves with you. And if they truly trust you, they're going to do that. And then you're going to find that they see you as their safe place, their peace. And that's ultimately one of the things that I really work on creating, is that safe place, is being my masculine's peace, is being that person that he can kind of just relax and just talk and allow himself to just kind of move through whatever he's moving through. And that's exactly what I have found. My masculine has told me many times, like, thank you so much for allowing me to just be able to talk and be able to just express myself and get everything that's off my chest. And I'm very aware that he's not like emotionally dumping on me because I have healthy boundaries, but it's also because he kind of lets me know ahead of time, like, I just need to just express and talk. Is that okay? And then I just sit back and I just hold space, and I love him, and I relax, and I just hear him, and I give feedback when I think it's appropriate to. But for the most part, they're really just looking for, just as like us feminines, we're always seeking safety. And for us, we seek safety in like everything. But for masculines, they really want to know that they're safe in their woman's presence, and that they really can just be their true selves without looking like they're not manly or super masculine, just because they're sharing some feelings. And sometimes when a masculine feels really safe, you might see them cry. Okay? It's healthy for them to cry. It's healthy for them to move through their feelings. And you can invite them into truly being able to do that by giving that to yourself and being that safe space for yourself as well. So I really hope this is helpful for you to start to see your masculine maybe just in a different light, and really see them as this man who truly does have his own healing to do, and that he might have a very wounded little boy who is needing that support and love, and you just holding space for them and loving them loving them unconditionally and loving them compassionately will really help them start to shift. And when they can truly heal this, they can be the father or the mentor or the teacher, the coach, whatever it is that God's called them to do. They can be able to do that, and they'll be able to guide the children of our world in the way that God's called them to. And so again, that's probably one of my favorite traits about my twin flame, is that he can relax into that sensitivity and vulnerability and truly just authentically be himself and know that he's going to be received by me. So if you need more support when it comes to your twin flame union, definitely check out the Calendar link below. I'm here to help you and support you in any way that I absolutely can. My desire is to see all twin flames in harmonious union, because twin flame unions are meant to help teach the world about unconditional love. And again, thank you so much for being here, guys. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if this video resonated with you, and I will see you guys soon, okay? Peace, love, and faith.